I'm joined now by Hunter Pence, Rangers outfielder, 13-year vet, 3-time All-Star, maybe soon to be 4-time All-Star. Hunter, thanks for being here, man.
Man, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me on the show.
So you're on the 10-day IL right now. Some talk maybe you'll be back in July. How you feeling? Where are you at? When do we expect to see you again?
Improving every day, pretty close. Don't know exactly when. Got to make sure I'm able to run and to swing and not re-injure it. But everything's going good. It wasn't too bad, and feeling pretty good.
It was such an interesting story for you. Obviously, an incredibly successful major league career. There were some people who thought that career might be over. You essentially had to sign a minor league deal with Texas. What did you do in the offseason? I know you're in the Dominican Republic, to really rework that swing and get to where you are, which is mashing the baseball.
Yeah, I totally revamped everything this offseason. I went from 2 days after the season last year. Just, last year I lost my starting job, and, like you said, it wasn't good enough. And I still felt the love in my heart and the passion for the game. So I figured I would try to learn this new swing technology, see if I could revamp my career, and went for like an hour and a half, just completely studying and rechanging for a month and a half. Then went to the DR, played winter ball for a month and a half, completely changed my life and learned a ton about my swing. And now, it kind of took off in spring training, and it's been going, good so far.
Yeah, walk us through kind of how that works. I mean, is it trial and error in the DR? Are you working with somebody? Is it launch angle? Can you give us a sense of just how you went about at 36 making such a huge change to what you've done for so long?
Yeah, I mean, launch angle is kind of part of it, but it's more about the bat path than launch angle. Like, launch angle is kind of like the effect, not the cause. And ultimately, like, baseball's always been short to and long through. And like, how long can you use your power muscles to get like through the zone and to hit the ball? So really, it's a whole different idea that I was taught. It's like the upside down world of what baseball was. It was like swing down on the ball, stay inside of it. And this is like swing up at the ball. And actually Ted Williams was saying upswing a long time ago, and people didn't really understand what he meant. And they're starting to kind of figure it out, where your barrel just kind of comes through like underneath, as opposed to like throwing it down. It does create launch angle. It creates the ball like jumping off your bat a lot better and a lot less effort and a lot more power.
So it's one thing to have like a philosophy, an idea. It's another thing to implement it, and hitting baseball. I mean, that can be such a mental game. Is there a moment you can remember where the light went off and you thought to yourself, hell yeah, this is going to work. This is going to be successful?
So I've seen a lot of people completely change their careers, and with this same guy, and I've seen like the transition, and it wasn't like immediate. It definitely took the whole off season to figure it out, because there was a lot of failing, and even in winter ball in the DR. Fortunately, I was having a lot of clutch hits, but I wasn't completely like there was adjustments that I needed to make. And when I got back from the DR, after having the experience of like trying this whole new thing that you're super uncomfortable with, and failing and having some success, I knew exactly what I needed to change. And so I kind of had to tailor everything he was teaching to my body works. And when I came back and I was like open to like not just trying to do it his way, but using his main principles and adjusting them to me, when I went into spring training, it all came together. So like I started really feeling it in spring training. All of the failing through the whole off season and failing in the winter ball, not necessarily like having the success I wanted. And I actually had an interview where they talked about JD Martinez doing the same thing in Venezuela. He didn't feel great. He didn't do good. But when he got back to spring training is when it all clicked. And I was like, oh, so, it kind of gave me that excitement to keep going and keep going. And it sure enough, as soon as spring training happened, I started understanding it way better.
I mean, that's amazing at any age, let alone 36, to really be reteaching yourself muscle memory and something that I'm sure has become second nature for you. And you fast forward to now, you're in the final round of All-Star voting, which begins today, and you're a finalist at the DH position. What would it mean to go from what you were just walking us through to being an All-Star here in your, 13th season?
I mean, it would definitely be an incredible honor just to be a part, making the major from a minor league invite, not having really that many options, and a lot of people literally, there were people saying, "Hey, congratulations on a great career. I loved watching you," and I was like, "Guys, I'm not done. I'm working to come back." So I felt very distant, and to just be sitting here talking to you, I feel like I've already just chasing a playoff race. I've already won. I'm just so happy, and what an honor to play Major League Baseball. It brought me to tears making the team, and now I'm talking to you about being and voting to possibly be in the All-Star game. It literally is a dream come true. I feel like a rookie again, coming to the field every day, excited to learn my swing. So I'm just happy to get to do what I love, and thankful for this opportunity.
It's amazing. And I know in professional sports, your loyalties are to the team that you play for. If you're born and raised in Boston and the Yankees draft you, that's the deal. If you're a Cardinal fan your whole life as a kid and you end up in that Cubs system, that's the way it goes. For you, part of this story that's really cool is you're a Texas guy, you're from Arlington, you played college ball at Texarkana, where I've been many times, and then the University of Texas. And now, obviously, you're playing for this Rangers team in your backyard. What is that like for you in this full circle moment to be doing it in the place that you're from?
It's incredibly special. The opportunity to, play the last season at Globe Life Park. I was a kid when they announced building this stadium, and I remember in elementary school, I think I was in 5th grade, we did a tour of it as it was being built, and just driving by it so many times as a kid, and just being like, whoa, could you imagine like playing there? And this place is so beautiful. So it's very dear to my heart, this stadium. It means a lot to me, and the fact that it's the final season and I'm getting an opportunity to play there as I grew up, it means the world to me. It brings all of that childhood nostalgia, just hearing Chuck Morgan's voice, the sounds of the ballpark. There's just something about the stadium you grew up at, all the little intricacies and all the little sounds and sights and the dot race and everything. I just remember having those tickets as a kid and being up in the upper deck, and it's just every day I get to the field, it gives me chills, and I really am just appreciative to be a part of it.
And you're taking advantage of it. Your team is taking advantage of it. You guys have emerged as a real threat in the American League West. And I know it's too early to be talking about that wild card race, but if you looked at that right now, you guys would be in that as well. You're 6.5 back, I think, right now, that Houston team that's been struggling a little bit. But there are still some MLB writers and some analysts, some folks that we've had on this show and on the radio show that I host, who don't take you guys as seriously perhaps as they should. Why should those folks, why should all of us take this team, this Rangers team, seriously in that division and just in the playoff picture in general from here to the end of the season?
I wouldn't say you should do anything. Do what you think is right. And looking for anyone to validate us. We're just enjoying preparing as hard as we can, trying to have an elite level of preparation, dialed into the process. And we would love for you guys to, validate whoever you want to validate. And we're just going to go about our business where, don't think on us too much. We don't mind if you sleep on us, and we're gonna continue to grow and get better. And we have some electric talent on this team. We have some young guys, and we're just out into the process. Not too worried about what anyone says, what anyone thinks, and it's a lot of fun to show up to the ballpark with this enthusiasm this team has. We have some tremendous pitching. We have some tremendous. The bullpen is getting really strong. We have some young, amazingly talented bullpen guys. And, it's been exciting watching and growing with this team.
And I'll add a guy like Hunter Pence, who's just crushing the baseball in every single category this year. Hunter, last question for you. It's obviously, baseball's a marathon. You know this better than anybody. It's a really long season. But we're deep enough into it that obviously teams have a sense of who they are. When did you realize that this ball club was special, that you guys could do something this season?
Well, I think I was a believer much earlier than most, and I think a lot of the young guys are starting to realize how talented we are and how good we are. And there's like an expectation that's really high every day we show up to the field. But in spring training, the level of preparation, of intensity, the amount of meetings, and the energy, it really reminded me. Excuse me, almost had his teeth. Sorry about that. I apologize. But anyway, in spring training, the level of preparation, the intensity, the energy, and the excitement, it reminded me a lot of, honestly, like the young Giants teams that I was on. And, I felt the vibe. I could see the talent, and everyone's learning how to prepare properly. So we come in extremely ready to go every day.
Dude, that is awesome. All right, I got to let you go, but last question for you. You have a reputation as a guy who's not just effective on the field, that you're a really good clubhouse guy. What is it about, what is the approach you want to take, especially when there are some young guys on the team, that you just want to contribute to the right culture, the right atmosphere, whatever you can do away from the field with that group of guys you're trying to win baseball games with?
You know, honestly, my biggest thing is inclusivity. Keep bringing everyone together as best I can. Just no separation, no ranking. And at the end of the day, the whole goal is to be the best team we can. So for me, I want to learn from the young guys. I want to question the young guys. I want to see, what are you thinking here? What do you think is better? How can we get better? And I want you to come and question me as well. I want the most open environment, the most encouraging environment, the most inclusive environment that I can possibly create. And I want to just get everyone pulling, and I want to be the biggest servant I can to help you get better. And honestly, when you come with the idea, and I feel like you have open talks, I learned so much from so many of the young guys. And a lot of times as you get older, people don't think you can learn more, but I think that's when you got to be the most open to growth, because the second you stop growing, you stop getting better, you're actually going the opposite direction. So just keeping an open mind, learning and growing every day with everyone. And that's my goal, is just how can we be the best team we can? Let's face the truth. Let's face the fact happening, and take that information and grow from it. That's my motto every day, and try to be the best I can, the best teammate, player.
Hunter Pence, your story is awesome. What you're doing is cool. Your team is exciting, and we are very lucky to have you on the show. Get healthy soon. Looking forward to seeing you out there, and I hope you're an all-star yet again. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Really enjoyed it. Appreciate you guys.